Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome to my second YouTube tutorial video thing. I'm not really exactly sure what to call it yet, besides this is Lindsay's Perfect Lashes. As you can see, my lashes aren't that perfect when I don't have my 3D fiber lash on. They're actually pretty short and pretty little. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about lashes right now. Actually, right now, I am here to talk about this, month's customer kudos. I actually have an event going on in my Facebook world, so anybody who follows me or is a Facebook friend of mine, I do have quite a few of them now. You can check out my event where I'm posting a bunch of different things. Pretty soon I'm going to start not so much as a giveaway, but it's almost like a gamble, like buy a ticket type deal, and whoever buys name goes into the pot. Whoever wins, I will choose it on a live, and that person will win a Flawless 4 bundle for, well, not free because they bought the ticket, but for the price of the ticket, which I believe I'm going to sell them for like $20-ish. So, basically you'll end up getting it for $20 instead of the $119. This is Canadian, by the way. If we're talking American prices, it is $99 American, $119 Canadian. So, in my last video, I kind of just touched on what the Flawless 4 is. I'm actually wearing absolutely no makeup right now. So, this is the real me. So, what our Flawless 4 bundle is our Touch Glorious Primer, which is amazing. It's multi-purposed. You can use it as primer for your face, or if you have kind of hair that goes a little bit frizzy or whatever, if it's humid, or, basically you can use it as like Moroccan oil. So I use this in my hair. Actually, right now my hair is a little blonde. I'm about to get in the shower here after I do this, so I'm not gonna do a demonstration of my hair right now, but yes, this is definitely multi-purpose. This little baby is got to be the best concealer I've ever used in my life. One coat will cover up a dark tattoo, so that's something that I may do in an upcoming video, but for now I'm gonna just do my face here in a couple of minutes. And then we've got our brush, our magic eraser brush, as I like to call it. Some people are like, oh, can't you just use any brush? I don't know what it is about this brush, but it is formulated to just hold the foundation perfectly, and spread it out perfectly. It's a godsend. I love this brush. So, regularly, if you were to buy these 3 items, it is going to cost you, well, these would cost you roughly about $120 to $130 for these 3 items regularly. So when you buy this, you're basically getting this for free. So buy these, get this for free, is what it basically is, our customer kudos, because these 4 here would normally be, I think it's $167 Canadian, which would be around $150 American, I believe, somewhere along those lines. So, or $140 American, I think is what it is, because you're saving $40 American or $48 Canadian when you buy this. So, I'm going to start out, I'm just going to do a quick 5 to 10 minute face, however long it takes me. I'm going to go as quick as I possibly can. Generally, you're supposed to wait like 5 minutes in between priming and applying foundation. I'm going to talk for a couple minutes, but I don't think I'm going to wait for the whole 5 minutes. I think we'll be alright. So, just kind of rub it in your hands there. It is very silky feeling, very velvety, slippery almost. It makes your skin feel so soft. And it is water-based. So there we go. So what can I talk about for a couple of minutes? What else am I gonna do? So on top of my Flawless 4, I always use my Mineral Touch pressed powder in velour. Love this stuff. Love this stuff. It gives you the perfect matte look, perfect matte finish. I'm not sure if I'm going to use shadow or not, but this here is my favorite palette. As you can see, I don't have very much of the Tender left. Secretive is kind of going, and I use Honest a lot. So those are my three colors. I tend to use this one not only for shadow, like the base of my shadow, but I'll also use it for highlighting sometimes. And Secretive, I don't only use this for shadow either. Sometimes I will use that as a bronzer, and I've just been using Honest a lot lately, just as when I'm doing a quick makeup look, I put it on my lid, and that's about it. So I think I can start. So we call this Photoshop in the bottle, or we call it liquid gold. We call it a lot of things. So when you get it, you're not going to want to go straight to putting it on your face. You're going to want to empty out your dropper back into your bottle completely. Make sure that that dropper is empty. Then you're going to put the lid back on, and you're going to give it a shake. They recommend for about 30 seconds, but whatever you feel a good shake is should be sufficient. And actually, I wasn't thinking. I kind of got the dark, circles and lines under the eyes. So where my concealer is actually Scarlet, I should have showed you what a small amount this does, but I will go into my under eyes before I apply my foundation, just to cover up those circles. Now, this isn't necessary. You can wait and do your concealer afterwards. Some people do their concealer before. It all depends, and I always put a little bit on my lids as well. It gives it a little extra prime. Some people actually use concealer to prime their eyelids. So there is definitely there's different uses for different products all the time, and I'll show you some different uses as we go on, but right now I'm just going for the basics. So also, my concealer is 2 shades lighter than my foundation because I got it for highlighting. Now, if you want it for coverage, for extra coverage, then I would suggest you get the same color as your foundation. But if you like a little bit of a highlight with your look, then go the 2 shades lighter is usually a rule of thumb. For a little bit of extra coverage also, you can put a little bit of concealer on your brush like that with your foundation, which is what I'm doing right now because I do have a couple of spots that I'm sure you can see here. These red spots here and here just appeared over the last year or so. It's not as if I don't exactly know what it is. It's old age, I guess. So you're going to want to squeeze and just suck up a little bit of that foundation. And most people will do like 4 drops. Because I like more of a, I don't know, I like a little bit more, so I usually do about 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cover bag on, and then you're just going to start basically dabbing that all over your face. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, because of the consistency of this foundation. Like, look how many times I've dabbed that, and it's still coming out pretty much just as good as the first dab. So, I guess when you see this, you can see why you don't actually need that much. So, I'm just going to start. Some people like to squish it in, press it in. I press a little bit, but I like to blend more so than press. I press it in probably in the spots that I need more coverage. The lighting here isn't the greatest. I need to get one of those lights that kind of click onto your phone or your tablet. I use an Android tablet most of the time. Sometimes I'll use my hubby's iPhone, but I'm more partial to the Androids myself. I find they're easier to use, and more of the things are free, whereas I find you have to pay for more of the iPhone stuff. But that's just my preference. Everybody is different. Also, if you're ever thinking about getting the Flawless 4 bundle or one of our foundations, I wouldn't just go on a whim and choose your color of foundation. I would contact a Younique presenter or myself, someone who can do a color match for you. A lot of time people go based on the color of their skin when really they should be matching against their neck. I always thought that I was like an ivory color skin tone until a couple of years ago when I did take the makeup artist course, and I'm actually a few shades darker than that. So our lightest shade is Scarlet, which is the color of my concealer, but after that is Organza, which then I thought I must be an Organza because Scarlet was too white. But I don't have pink undertones, I have yellow undertones. So because of my yellow undertones is why I use Velour. In the summertime, I will be a Taffeta, which is another shade darker, and that's more for neutral skin tones, so it can be used for either pink or yellow tones. Alright, so I think the foundation is good and blended in. As far as I can see, I'm trying to see maybe if I put this down a little bit, you can see the color a little better, but this lighting, man. I keep doing this stuff at nighttime when I should be doing it in the day with the natural lighting, so you can actually see the color of my skin tone and the skin colors and so on. So, but as you can see, everything seems to be covered up pretty well. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting now with my concealer, and this will conclude the Flawless 4 part of it. Then I'll just put on my powder, a little bit of probably eyeliner and mascara and lipstick, and that will probably be it for today. I'm not going to do a full glam look. That will be coming up soon though, maybe tomorrow or the next day, depending on how busy my day is. So when you're doing your concealer, some people will just put it under their eye like that, like boom. You don't want to do that. That is not the right way to do it. What you want to do, it's almost like a triangle look. If you can see what I'm doing here, I'm a little messy with it right now, and I may have grabbed a little too much. So I'm going to see what I can do to blend it. I really need to get one of our concealer brushes. Last time I went to get one, they were on back order, so I should probably check because I'm pretty sure there's lots in now. Well, maybe, depending. I know that being $119 is what the price of the Flawless 4 is right now. $130 orders and up, you do not pay for the shipping. So I know some of the girls, and myself included, is suggesting you grab one more product. So that way you don't pay for your shipping, and it almost seems as if you're getting another product for cheaper, because if you were to pay for your shipping, then you know what I mean? So you're saving a few dollars. I suggest that you grab the concealer brush, which is amazing, and I can't even think of the price right now. I don't think it's as expensive as the liquid foundation brush, which is $38. I'm thinking it's probably around $35. I probably should have showed you how little amount that I've been putting on this brush. Like, this stuff is so good. It's very blendable. I find after I put it on, I'll go and tap it with my fingers, and I don't know if it's from the heat of my finger or what it is, but it just blends it all together very well. Okay, so this next dot that I put on this is probably going to do my forehead, my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. So I am going to show you how small of a dot that I use this time. That's how little the dot is, so I'm going to show you my finger in comparison so that you can see exactly how tiny that is. So, and if you notice I keep looking up there, it's because I do have a mirror behind my tablet. It isn't the easiest to try to do my makeup in the tablet. It's funny, I was watching one of my fellow presenters earlier, and she called it getting on her war paint when she does this. Actually, she's one of the other presenters that I know that is a certified makeup artist. And it's funny because most people thought because, you know, that we're makeup artists by profession, that somehow that would give us an advantage over other women presenters, and that is 100% false. Just, you know, this makeup is so easy to use that you do not need, thank you, you don't need a license to apply it. I mean, it's great that we can give out tips and tricks, and I find, like, sometimes my upline, the people who I should be asking advice from, are asking me questions. Trying to think what my presenter asked me the other day. Okay, so I'm just carving out my jawline here. Oh, sorry. It's kind of a way of contouring without really contouring.
Lay down, Milo.
Okay. This will give you more defined cheekbones and a jawline. What's that? Yeah. Oh, that one? No, that was fine. Okay. So, even though bronzer is not actually intended for contour, go looking for a brush. My brushes are in here in this little Younique bag I got. And let's see here. I was saying earlier, I use this color Secretive here as a bronzer sometimes, and I am going to use a little bit of that mixed with a little bit of Arrogant right now. I know that seems really dark, but I will be blending that out. I always mess up this cheek too.
We'll see that.
Ladies that have a double chin or a little bit of chin that they want to hide, if you contour under your jawline to continue and go underneath your chin, you will hide and disguise. It's very helpful sometimes. You see how blending that out helps to define those areas. This one here is just, of course, giving me the hard time. Also, if you have a very long forehead, I suggest you contour your forehead. If you have a short forehead, you're not going to want to do that. Or if you have bangs, there's no need to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to use my foundation brush, again with whatever's excess and left on the brush, to kind of go over well, I am missing one part. I have a problem with my nose. I find it's very wide, so I always contour my nose. Even if I'm not contouring my face, I will still contour my nose because I don't like how wide it is. So if you have the same problem as me, a way to hide it is to kind of contour the sides, highlight the center. If you have a very narrow nose that you would rather widen up a bit, then you would contour the center and highlight the sides. Kind of the opposite. Alright. So now we're going to use our mineral touch pressed powder. And this is just to kind of blend everything together and give your face a more matte finish. It's up to you how much you want to use. I personally love this stuff. Okay. So I am just going to lightly highlight my brow bone. Not sure where is my brow liners. There it is. I'm just gonna quickly. Now, brows can be a pain in the butt. So maybe I'll do a brow tutorial some other time. I'm just quickly filling in mine. I'm not gonna really do much to them right now. We have a really, really nice brow palette that just came out recently in our March launch. It's $47, but it has more than just... And we also have our brow pencils, and our brow pencils are $23. And our brow gel is $23, I believe. But the palette that came out is a powder palette, which also comes with the wax. What is going on right here? There we go. How's that? Not too shabby, eh? So I'm going to highlight my brow bone using Tender in the Addiction Palette 4. And you don't need a whole lot, just a little, thank goodness, because I don't have a whole lot, just a little. I use too much of this stuff, I swear. I was hooked. Because I also use this same to highlight the top of my cheekbones. Alright. Now, where is that brush? Okay. Using my cream brush. Generally this is for our Splurge cream shadows. That is in the color Extravagant, and I absolutely love it, but that's not what I'm using right now. I'm just going to go in with Honest. And for an extra kind of zip, if you wanted to spray some rose water onto your brush first before putting the shadow on it, you will get more of a vibrant look. But I'm going for a subtle look right now. Just applying Honest to my lids. And because these are mineral-based shadows, pigments, and expect to have some fallout. It's easily cleaned up though with a fluffy brush and some pressed powder. Isn't that a pretty color? So I am going to take a liner brush and use Cheerful, which is the next shade up, and do my underline here. Lower lash line. Underline, where would I get that from? And then a tiny bit of Triumphant with that same brush, and do your outer V, but only a tiny, 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 tiny bit. And that's just basically for a little bit of definition. Look, I got too much on the one side. Now I gotta try to even it out. So now I'll take a fluffy blending brush and kind of blend that in.
Right on.
I'll take my concealer just to kind of clean that up a little. And I didn't add any extra concealer, that is just what was left there. On the brush. See, does a great job. Alright, what am I doing here? I just need my perfect, trying to find my perfect liner. I see it is, and it's not sharpened very well right now, so I don't know how well this is going to work, but now if you have a smaller eye, I only suggest that you go a little ways on the top and a little ways on the lower lash line. You don't want to put it on your waterline. However, I do have quite big eyes, so I do put it on my lash line or my waterline. But it's all on your preference. I can hear my dog licking something. It's a licking away. And lower lash line. There we go. Alright. So there's the eyes. I just need to put my mascara on in a couple of minutes after I do my lips here. This is in the color Peachy, which is like a coral pink. It's so pretty. And it's very creamy. You can actually use it as a lipstick if you want to, instead of a liner. It's funny, when I first started, learning about makeup, I was terrible at lining my lips. And every now and then, I still have my issues. There we go. Now, I don't really like really dark, especially purple, colors on my lips, so I have the Splash liquid lipstick in Spontaneous, and instead of using that dark purpley color, what I went ahead and did was I mixed it with a little bit of concealer. So I have two colors of it here. That's mixed with a little bit of concealer, that's mixed with a little bit more of concealer. So I'm going to actually mix the two of those together a little bit to create a medium pink color. Pinky purple color, I should say. Okay. I wish I had better lighting in here. So there is the lips, and I just need to do, I should put on a little bit of blush, just a little bit, for a tiny bit of color. Where did that press powder go? Alright. So lastly, just need to apply my lashes, which I do not use false lashes. I do not use lash extensions. I use this two thing system. It's late. So you're going to start with your transplanting gel. And this here is what made Younique what it is today. It started off, my dog is licking my arm. It started off with mascara, and it actually, the first mascara, you had to use your own mascara and then use, well, I'm honestly not sure. I never tried it out. But I just know that you had to start off with your own mascara. Now they have it. So this is the transplanting gel, which is black tinted. And then, I had that on pretty tight. This is the fiber brush. And some women don't like the feel of the fibers. They tend to get them in their eyes easily. Now, my recommendation, while you're getting used to the fibers, only put them on the tips of your lashes. Try not to get too close to your eye. I have poked myself in the eye with the brush, and it does not feel very good. And those pesky little fibers sometimes will fall in your eyes while you're applying them. So, not everybody puts them on their bottom lashes. I, however, do, because I like a really full lash look. So, after you put the fibers on, you're going to want to wait a couple of minutes before putting the gel on again. So, go over and do your other eye, then come back to it, because you want to give it time to fuse the fibers to the gel on your lashes so that when you put the gel back on again, you're not pulling the fibers off your lashes, I guess it would be. When I first got it, I wasn't told to wait, so I pretty much ruined my first set of mascara. Luckily, I contacted the company and they replaced it free of charge. Younique is fantastic in that sense. If there's any issue, which there seldom is, but even if the issue is your fault, a lot of the times they will help you out anyways, at least. Also, we have our Love It guarantee. So when you get your products, if you don't fall in love with them in the first 14 days, you can send them back for a full refund. Now, the cost of shipping will be on you, but the entire price of the product, even though you used it for 2 weeks, will be refunded to you. If you keep it any longer than that, they will still give you a refund of up to 80% for up to 3 months, I believe it is. Then after 3 months, you're SOL. What is going on here? No, I don't know if you can see how well or how long they are getting. Another trick is my blow dryer broke. But when you are drying your when your lashes are drying, you can use a blow dryer and on high heat instead of curler, and it works way better to curl and lengthen your lashes. So you can do this as many times as you want. I always do it twice because, as I said, I like a full lash look. So I will go in with fibers on the tips one more time. See how pretty they are? Be very careful not to mix your brushes up. You are not going to be happy if you put your fiber brush in your transplanting gel or your transplanting gel brush into your fiber tube. I know somebody who did that and she was not very happy. Although had she called support, they would have helped her to get a new bottle. They will help you once or twice like that, as long as you're not abusing it. I mean, if you're calling every time you get a product, they're not going to give you, replacements every time because you messed up. Alright, my teeth are starting to act up and bug me. I have bad enamel. I have a problem of brushing my teeth too much, and I have been scrubbing the enamel off, so I need to get to a dentist. Okay, so that is the last coat of fibers. I'm going to put on one more coat of the transplanting gel to seal it all here in a minute. Just going to let it kind of fuse together there for a minute. Somehow I got a pesky little fiber in my brow. And here we go. Now, this mascara sometimes takes some practice to get it right. Some ladies are, they try it out and they make a mess of their lashes their first couple times trying it, and they think they don't like it. Now, if you take your time with it and make sure that you're hitting them evenly, that you're not clumping them together, and use a brow lash comb, because if they do get stuck together, that will help you to unstick them. I've had people, well, not personally, but I've seen people talk about the products to other presenters, and they didn't particularly like the mascara because they obviously couldn't use it right. And they were just really slamming it, and, if it was as bad as what they say it is, we wouldn't have the #1 selling mascara in the world, Just saying. So, that concludes. Let me see here. I do have to do something with this hair, but I'm not going to take up any more time here. But that concludes this video and my Falls 4 demonstration. There is only 10 days left of the sale. Everybody loves the sale. It's going to give you that flawless airbrush effect, so to speak. So, anyways, if you need a Younique presenter, my website is linked in my bio. I will attach it to this somehow, I think. I'm still pretty new to this, so bear with me, but like me, subscribe, and tell your friends. Bye.